over to the hard conversation. And Dr. Thomas Mensah has been talking for a while now about how Ghana's development paradigm must be redirected towards infrastructure creation. And the main infrastructure that he talks about is the train. The train, he says, will give such a multiplier effect. It will make our country so attractive, and everyone will come inside their factories here. I asked him a question about whether with $3 billion, which is the cost of his PET project, that he believes will give us the necessary multiplier effect for the regeneration of our economy. I asked him about that $3 billion, that if that $3 billion were applied to perhaps strengthen free SHS and strengthen primary education, strengthen water and electricity distribution across the country, whether that will not augur well and much better for the development of the country. He says, no, what we should do is to drive infrastructure. It was a very interesting, tight conversation that he graciously granted us. Here is Thomas Mensah and I, sometime during the holidays, over some tea, coffee, and some nice biscuits at the Labadi Beach Hotel. So welcome to this segment of the program, and I'm talking to Dr. Thomas Mensah, whom you may have already heard about. He has a big idea for development in Ghana. He's talking about the train, the railway, the bullet train, the fast train, and he's saying that that can give a significant multiplier effect to the Ghanaian economy, and it will prosper the economy. He's here with me tonight for a short chat. Hello.
Thanks, Paul.
What kind of responses have you been getting from people when you started this advocacy about the essence of a train that runs the entire length of Ghana from Accra to Tamale? What kind of response are you getting?
Paul, I've been getting great response, beginning all the way from the president, and Adom, vice president, all the way. And even the sector ministers, particularly railway, they are all focusing on this. So the response has been very, very great and very exciting.
You've had a very dogged posture to this principle and this philosophy. My question to you really is that this is not new, Doc. It's not new. Kwame Nkrumah was thinking about it. The British left us with rails. Flight Lieutenant Rawlings has videos that show currently of him fixing rails for people. President Kufuor was interested in it. Now President Akufo-Addo has set up a railway ministry. What is your narrative that is different from what we already know?
Well, mine is narrative because of what I call the urgency of now, how important it is to us, and how without pushing for these high-speed rail, how it's caused stagnation in Ghana's growth, how without infrastructure, you cannot attract nobody to come and locate factories here. And this is very, very serious. And as a scientist and somebody who has worked on this for a very long time, I want to see this implemented immediately in Ghana, because some countries have done it. Kenya has done it. Kenya, the people look like us. They built a high-speed rail that goes like, 120 kilometers an hour, passengers, and 80 kilometers an hour for freight. So I'm pushing for a combination of these. Right now, I want us to put this in place, because if another country has passed us by and they look like us, we should catch up very, very quickly. It shouldn't be on the planning stage at all. Previously, it's good that we've thought about it, but now we have new technology. This is a new century. When you look at what China has done, China, when I started talking about it, they had one high-speed rail. Now they have 40, and they are the second economic power in the world. So when I see that and say, Ghana cannot afford not to initiate this. Even we can just use the Kenya model right away, which is locomotive. It doesn't use electricity, so it will impact our dooms or anything. We can get the Chinese to build this for us, and we will have a high-speed train in Ghana. That's phase one, going from Accra through Kumasi, stop a few stops to Tamale, close to the border.
So you want us to have a train that runs from Accra to Kumasi to Tamale. How long will it take to get to Tamale, for instance?
About 1.5 hours.
So 1.5 hours you're in Tamale. So in maybe an hour or less you're in Kumasi?
Yes.
Okay, how many people do you want it to carry?
Oh, this may carry maybe 600 passengers. Between 5 and 6 on one way.
The cynics who say that you are actually, or we as a people, if we take this decision, we are jumping the gun because, there are real fundamental problems that have not been resolved. And this is going to cost, what, $3 billion?
Yes.
So if we have $3 billion,
yes,
We have a free education policy that's been launched by the president that
Yes.
requires sufficient funding.
Yes.
We have a health insurance that is collapsing that requires funding.
Yes.
We have a primary education that is also requiring serious funding.
Yes.
We have an energy funding deficit, huge one,
Yes.
that we are trying to plow back with energy bonds.
Yes.
We have roads that are horrible.
Yes.
We have a housing deficit in
Yes.
Ghana of 1.7 million.
Yes.
We have a toilet facility deficit in Ghana. We
Yes.
are the second from top of countries around the world with a sanitation challenge
Yes.
as far as individuals to toilet is concerned.
Yes.
If you were president of Ghana,
Yes.
and if any economist was the president of Ghana, and he had 3 billion,
Yes.
why would he listen to Dr. Thomas Mensah when you have all of these, which one should come first?
Well, first of all, Kenya has all these problems. All the developing countries have all these problems. And you have them because you don't have an infrastructure system, transportation system in the country. That is preventing all the technology, all the know-how, even all the money that will let you do the things you've enumerated. So Kenya sat down and said, wait a minute, we have all these problems, let's build a high-speed rail. And then the money we get, we can take care of all the problems we have.
What money would you get from building a high-speed rail?
You build a high-speed rail right now for only 2.8 billion, like the Kenyans did. You build it. The first thing that will happen, you're going to have the one factory, one district completed just like that. You're going to have major investors moving into Ghana, people who have even thought about Ghana. Right now they are going to Kenya. Because take the 3 car manufacturers who have located in Morocco. Since we start talking about this, since they build years. You have BYD from China, you have Renault from France, and then you have Peugeot. They have moved there to manufacture cars right there and sell it to us. They don't even belong to the ECOWAS. And so once you build the basic infrastructure, number one, you're not going to take 10 hours riding on a bus to Tamale. You're going to take 1.5 hours to Tamale.
That's very interesting, the point that you are making. So I have now been able to sort of isolate you in terms of your thinking about the economic paradigm that we need to be focusing on. So there are 2 economic paradigms. There are those who feel that our development challenges will be remedied if we look within for solutions. And there are those who feel that we look without. Without means that we make ourselves so attractive that global huge companies come and locate here to give our people employment and to work. I'm thinking that you belong to the latter. You're thinking that we should make ourselves attractive. That's the way we can survive.
Exactly.
We shouldn't look within. We shouldn't look at cocoa and gold and coffee and what we do with them and how we can send them into a secondary product and a tertiary product.
Yeah, we have them.
Like
we have them for 30 years.
Yeah.
Yet no technology has been developed in Ghana that actually turns those raw materials into products we can sell. For 50 years, we're still where we are 50 years ago. And so making ourselves more attractive by creating the infrastructure, which even cocoa and all that will benefit from, is more important. And also by doing
industrialization.
Exactly. And once
but that will be industrialization that we don't own. So you are also not a big fan of the ownership concept. Let's get the business here. We don't need to own it.
No, we can own it.
So General Motors comes here, we don't own it, but they are producing 1,000 cars from Ghana every year.
Yeah, but
and that's giving our people employment.
Yeah, that's very important.
Don't own it.
No, that's very important. They'll pay. We will pay taxes.
With the individuals who get jobs, they will pay taxes.
Yeah, but
they will also
what?
Pay their taxes.
Yeah,
but we don't own it.
No. Guess what? When you do that, you have the industries. There's also entrepreneurship that comes with it. Somebody.
Local domestic.
Yeah. That comes with it. Somebody had a good job at GM. Oh, wait a minute. Let me start this business on the side. So that entrepreneurship will be accelerated because people have money. If they don't have money, I went to some stadium there with thousands and thousands of youths looking for jobs.
This is the Awak Stadium on there.
Yeah, exactly.
They were looking for jobs for the Ghana Immigration Service.
Can you believe it?
The immigration had 500 places and there were 15,000 people.
15,000.
They could have been deployed onto the General Motors factory.
GM
on
factory.
the Otchere Road.
And the other factories that will come. So everybody, they have money, they can start jobs, they can create new businesses, they can hire people. That's what accelerating the economy and the GDP. And even with all this industrialization we are talking about and the infrastructure development, we would insist that all the developers make sure that local people and some contractors. Some contractors are companies that are based in Ghana. For example, this train I'm talking about, I can actually have several manufacturing industries located around the route. You can put reaction injection molding, factories around it. So people can actually create businesses. Ghanaians.
What the train runs on, what we are watching now, which seems to be running on some stand. What is that? Is it cement? Is it block? How does
oh
it?
yeah, the piers. No, the piers.
Some platform.
Yeah, some places you have that. Kenya did that so that people can sit on the train, and then they can look at the safari.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
We have some piers, in some places, and we can look at our own tourist areas in the north.
$3 billion. Where's that going to come from?
Oh, $3 billion. That's very easy. Because number one, that's first of all, that's better than what we've been looking at. Rehabilitation, these trains will cost us like 20 billion. That's the number we are looking at. So that's 1/7.
Yes. Okay. So the 20 billion is you're quoting is what Minister Joe Garte has put out.
Yes, exactly.
That he needs 20 billion to get all the railway stuff back on track.
Yes.
Okay. So you say that forget about 20 billion.
Yes.
Find 3 billion.
Yes.
Do one train from Accra to Tamale.
That's it. And number one is 1/7 the cost. Number two, you can do it faster. 3 years. 3 years. It take us 3 years.
So we're in 2018. So 21, we'll launch it.
Yes, we'll have it. We'll have it ready. We'll have it ready. And once you have it ready, you save time. The time will take you to rehabilitate all the railways around the...
Let's look at the stops that you're talking about. So it takes off from Accra and stops where first?
Well,
according to your map.
According to this map, it can stop in Kumasi.
In Accra, the next stop will be Kumasi?
Yes.
No Koforidua?
Well, later it could, but right now...
Okay, Kumasi in terms of the economic viability. And then from Kumasi it goes on to where?
Kintampo, one or two places before it gets to the north. In most developed countries, they're always connected where more people are.
Yes. So Kumasi is an obvious choice.
Exactly. And Tamale is, and Accra is
well. Kintampo is...
and Kintampo.
Doma, Hinkro, and places.
Yeah, we may have
also...
two or three along the route.
So typically what you're saying is that I can live in Tamale.
Yes.
And work here at Metro TV.
Exactly. You're there 1.5 hours, you are here, you finish, you go back.
That would decongest
that would decongest Accra area, all the traffic tie-ups.
So all the young people who come from Tamale to do the Kaya thing that we talk about.
That will be gone.
In Accra, they carry yams and carry the headquarters, they call them.
Yes.
A lot of them come from the northern region for lack of jobs.
Yes.
So they can actually come every morning.
Yes.
And they are gone at the end of the day.
There you go.
And they are gone to Tamale.
Yes.
300 and something kilometers away.
Yes.
And they stay over there and come the next day.
Yes.
And they are gone again.
Yes. The impact, just having this, number one, the impact of having it, creating jobs when you're putting the train together, creating jobs for people who are working on the train. You can see it in some of the pictures, especially the young lady that's driving the train. Oba Besiane high-speed train. What Kenya? It just looks like some of these young ladies I see here. So we have women, men, all driving these trains, working on the trains, and the technology transfer. You see it in some of these pictures.
Who's making this train? Chinese?
Yes, Chinese are making them.
So they'll make them for us at 3 billion?
Yes. Actually, it was 2.8 billion.
What role do you want to play in this?
Well, number one, I want to play a role of an advisor. Advisor. I can come in and say, let's slow down on rehabilitating our trains. Let's do this quick, phase one. So I advise Joe and the leadership on this train till we get it. Everything from the financing to the implementation, I advise them till we get it. I'll stay on it till it's done. This is very important.
Do you know the people? The people who can put the train on?
Yes.
You know them?
Yes.
Do you have a business relationship with them?
Well, I know them very well, particularly who put the deal together in Kenya.
You're part of those who put a deal together in Kenya?
No, I just know them. We are friends because in the high-speed rail community, we know each other.
So you are in that industry?
I'm in that industry.
Which train did you build?
No, from America. The high-speed rail. Yeah, I'm on the board. I'm on the board of the high-speed rail in America.
The United States?
Yes.
Or they put you a Ghanaian on the board?
Yes.
You've done very well.
Oh, I've done.
You've made our nation proud.
Yes. If you look at...
When did you leave Ghana?
I left Ghana on scholarship to France in 1974. Okay. And then from France, when I finished, my dad told me to go to America to get industry training.
So you're fluent in French?
Oui, bien sûr. In fact, one of my books have been translated in French. Le Top des Euros existe également en noir.
Oui.
The right stuff comes in black too.
Merci beaucoup. So, are you aware of what the French government is doing with Morocco?
Yes.
And all of that?
Yes.
Is it a cue for us? Should it be a cue for us, or should we look at it as a competitive threat? And for the viewers who don't know, the French government is helping Morocco, has already helped Morocco to build a fast train, and we understand that they are helping the Francophone countries, Burkina Faso, Cote d'Ivoire, Mali, to build a fast train that connects to those countries. Should we look at this as a competitive threat, or it should edge us on?
I mentioned this 4 years ago. I mentioned a train that comes from, Benin all the way go up and go across the landlocked countries and come. I mentioned it 4 years ago.
Okay, so I'm a university graduate. I've studied in the University of Ghana or University of Science and Technology. 4 years, I don't have a job. I'm looking for a job, and I'm watching television, and here is some scientist from America who finished at Citadel in ancient times and is coming to talk about some train.
Yeah,
why should I be interested in that?
Well, number one, this person who is talking about some train is a person that made sure that you can send your Facebook pictures, because he's one of the creators of the fiber optics. That is the fundamental platform that sends Facebook pictures, Twitter. I'm one of the 4 inventors of that. This person has done something, good track record. My new book is called Nanotechnology Commercialization. That's the only book written by a black person in the field of nanotechnology. That's going to take even the world further. So I've done some, my track record is good. Therefore, when I come in, just like the scientists were the one that told the presidents, hey, let's make sure we do the Manhattan Project. And then bingo, they did it. They stopped World War II.
Let's get onto the moon, Kennedy.
Yeah, Kennedy said
in 10 years.
In 10 years, they did it in 9. So the scientists have a big role to play, because those who have done some things, proven themselves, they see things that others don't see, and that's why. When I came in and talked about what the Francophone countries, there should have been a wake-up call at that time, right? Now I've come in and say, hey, we can do this high-speed rail. That's phase 1. I'm not talking about even the fast trains in Japan, which runs like, you're talking about 300 miles an hour, and they've operated for 45 years, not a single accident. And we run our trains 20, 30 miles an hour, is derailing. And therefore, you see that you need that technology. When we build this phase 1, based on locomotive, it doesn't take power away from electricity. We got it, we move things faster. Not only that, we got technology transfer. All the students you talk about, they'll be learning signaling, they'll see all the control centers they'll see for running the trains. These Ghanaians will be controlling the trains themselves, not somebody else coming here to control.
What about hospitality? The train stations are going to be placed for hospitality?
And that's what I'm saying. See, with the train stations...
So a boy can go there with his girlfriend and just hang out there and see the train arrive and leave?
Oh, exactly. And they'll get on just for a ride. They'll see all the areas in the north that people haven't seen.
Yeah, and when tourists come to Ghana, they can go all the way to Tamale and come back.
Exactly.
And see everything they need to see.
This is very important.
It will make Tamale a great tourism destination, because there are some beautiful huts there that the Americans get fascinated by. Exactly. Some of them are as old as 4,000 years, 2,000 years.
They would love to come and see that. But when you come here, you travel 10 hours just to get there. And once you get there, you have to spend some more money to stay there. You'll go back again. But when you get here in 1.5 hours, you are there, more of them will be coming.
So integrating the whole society. Where are we going to site the Accra station? Near the airport or near the Accra main?
Well, we will do some analysis, first, and see which location will be better.
So what step needs to be taken now, Dr. Mensah? Must you get a contract from the ministry? Must you get an appointment letter from the ministry? Must you get an appointment from the president? What must happen?
Basically, as a major consult, as an advisor, I want to be able to advise the ministry and make sure that this is done. All the elements.
And so they must appoint you to do that?
Yes, they might say, hey, Doc.
Why hasn't that happened?
Well, because I just got here and I just introduced the subject. And I'm busy. I've been busy. I introduced this subject. I know how I can do it quicker and faster. So
you have engaged with the ministry and with Joe?
Oh, yeah. And Joe and we are all working together. Things are going well now. It took me, I've been here like almost 45 days. It took me some time to get people to understand this. And then when I show them what the Kenyans have done, everybody goes, wait, Kenya looks like us. There are more educated people in Ghana than Kenya. There are more engineers. why should they pass us by? It's economic race we are running. So we can't be marking time. No way. So we got to do that quickly, and if we do it well, we have the trade, we have all the economic benefits, we have all the industries. That one district, one factory will just move quicker. We will have investors coming into Ghana. We have best political system, stability. But what they are looking for in addition to that is, hey man, what's the technology? So when Jack Ma, Alibaba chairman, go and hang around over there in Kenya, won't come here, that's serious. You know, when all the industries are moving there, that's serious. So I want us to do the same thing, make sure that we catch up on our competitor and even pass them. Because we have the people, we have the manpower. If we do it, we will even surpass Kenya. But now they have phase one already. They are passing us by. So we gotta, you know, catch up quick. You know, sign an MOU.
We will make a commitment on this program to speak to you every quarter this year. So this is our first interview, every quarter, to get an update from you. Excellent. And hope that we'll be hearing good news about this taking place. I think that all of Ghanaian youth should be very proud of you, Dr. Thomas Mensah, what you've done, and your desire to come back and help the society, because you're comfortable where you are, you are recognized where you are, and you think that there's still, even the passion that you express at your age. I mean, some of us who are younger may not even express that passion. And I think it's a testimony to your commitment to your country. The people of Adisadel like to own you all the time. They don't want to share you with everyone. So you have to sing an Adisadel song as we end this program.
Wait a minute. Well, I would love that. You know, I decided on a hill and all that. But my song, my favorite song, is the Ebenezer song.
So you can give us that?
Yeah, you know, the Ebenezer.
How does it go?
You know, basically with what, all he says is that I want to thank you for what you've done for me. Taking me from a small city like Kumasi and placing me at the highest level. You know, National Academy of Inventors, you know, 167 inventors selected, 3 black people, I'm one of them. You know, with 4 books on innovation, including, I mean, things that I've done. You're one of the co-creators of fiber optics. All of that is really, it looks like a miracle. But guess what? It's done by a disco guy, Santa Clausian. It's done by Kwame Nkrumah University graduate. It's done by a Ghanaian. That looks like every. So all I'm saying, particularly with my book, is that I can do it, you can do it. Believe in yourself, believe in God, and know that you can get there. And the right stuff comes in black too.
Thank you, Doc. It's a pleasure. Such a distinguished pleasure.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you.